Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we have got the start of the Chasing Tour Classics season, the Spring Classics. I am super excited about this one, and actually the races that we've got coming up, there's quite a few. There's one I think every kind of 2 or 3 days, so I'm going to compete in all of them. I'll be uploading all of them, so hopefully some really good and exciting videos on the way for sure. Now, I just wanted to say that we are almost now at 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much to all of those that like, comment and subscribe. It would be great to get to 1,000 soon, just as kind of a personal goal for me. I do this really for fun. I don't do it for any other reason. I absolutely love Zwifting, and if you love Zwifting as well, please do hit that subscribe button. I love all the interaction I get, and it's great to have you all as a part of this community. Anyway, got a couple of things to talk about today. Obviously, this is the first race in the Spring Classics, which we'll talk through, and we'll go over all the commentary. But I do want to talk about how to beat the Zwift pre-race nerves. Now, I'm not sure how you get, but I do get quite nervous before I start the race. Just kind of like an hour, maybe half an hour before the race, I start getting those little butterflies, because obviously Zwift is a serious racing platform, as we've discussed before. But I don't know, it's a funny one, because I do tend to get quite nervous before the race, and sometimes so nervous that it kind of makes me not even want to compete in the race, which I know might sound a bit weird to say, but I don't know, it's just how I feel. You get so nervous that, I don't know, it kind of puts you off altogether. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just, I don't know, excitement, or maybe the body knowing that it's going to go through some pain. But I have to admit, there's nothing quite like getting to the end of the race. And for me, it's like having a can of Coke and sitting on the sofa after having a shower is like the best feeling in the world. I absolutely love that sense of achievement after finishing the race. Now, what I also do to try and help myself with the pre-race nerves is, prepare for how long the race is actually going to take. Make sure that I've got enough food, so like a gel and a banana. Make sure I'm kind of all stocked up, about 30 minutes before the race. I do also have a little stretch as well, because I am getting old. I'm 41 now. And I do warm up on the bike, but that is something that I would like to ask, actually. So for those of you that do a little warm-up spin on the bike, what is it you do? Because I have to admit, I don't really do anything structured. I kind of get on the bike and do a little bit of a zone 2 for maybe 10 minutes, which probably isn't enough. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've got any kind of really good ideas for a little pre-race warm-up that's not going to completely tire me out. Now, getting into this race, this is a really tough course, and a very punchy course, and something that I didn't initially think I was going to be very good at all. Now, I did a little recon the day before, and it's got kind of a custom finish, so it's like 2 laps and a bit. And at the start of the lap, you've got kind of little punchy little inclines that are about a 2 to 3 minute effort, I would say, and then you've got a third incline, which is more of a 4 to 5 minute effort. And once again, for me, it was just about finding the little group of my category. As you can see here, there's a couple of C's, there's a couple of B's in this little group here, and it was not too bad, actually. I managed to kind of stick with this group. It really, as you can tell by the graph down the bottom, it really doesn't, like, nothing happened at all in this race pretty much until this the little incline. So you've got here the first one of the second lap now. So I actually felt pretty comfortable in sticking with this group. No one really decided to kind of make the jump. Now, there was one person in this group who was one of the B riders who was kind of really pushing the pace, and a couple of times they did actually go off the front. Now, as you can see there, they've just gone off the front, but I didn't do anything to try and keep up with that person. I thought, I'm just going to stay with the group, because you've got a little bit of a decline here, and I was pretty certain that it would come back together. Now, it was also quite important that we caught that person, because, as I said before, they were doing a lot of the pulling. So well done to them, because without them it would have been a bit of a longer race, I can tell you that much. But just quite comfortable here at the moment. And when I say I'm quite comfortable, the legs didn't feel amazing. When I was doing my recon, I felt pretty good, actually. I knew this was going to be a tough one for me, because it's not the kind of course that I'm very good at. And as I said this before, like, what course am I good at? I don't know. but it's all about the trial and error. So I'm still trying to figure out what I'm really good at. But yeah, I felt pretty comfortable up these little climbs, staying with the group. There were a couple of C's up front. Now, I could have probably done a little bit better, and I know I seem to say this in every single video. Maybe I could have worked a little bit harder at the start of this race to stay with the front pack, and there was a point actually where it kind of broke up near the start where I could have done, but I've always got one eye on how long the race is going to be, and I knew it was going to be about an hour, and I knew there was going to be these kind of 3 efforts per lap. So I don't know, did I do the right thing? I'm not sure, but I felt quite comfortable in this little group here, and I did have a look at Zwift Power actually during the race just to see where I was within the C category, and this is kind of for, I think, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, so there's a good chance for me again to sit or to finish in the top 10, which would be, I think, a good result for me on a course that perhaps doesn't really suit my skills on a bike. Once again, we'll try and find out what my skills on a bike are, but yeah, at this point I'm just going to save as much energy because I know all I've got left now to do is the 2 punchy climbs towards the end of the lap. And yeah, it's been a good race. I really enjoyed this one, I have to admit. It was a kind of tough at the start, and then it was a bit sort of relaxed and kind of chilled here. I did get on the front just to kind of see if we could get closer to the group ahead, but I don't know, they kind of seemed a bit too far away, and I didn't want to waste any of my energy because obviously I knew we had these little 2 inclines coming up before the finish. But this is a decent finish actually, and for those of you that have watched my channel for a little while now, you kind of, I don't know, you know what I'm like. I'm either really good in the race and then I've got a rubbish finish, or I'm rubbish in the race and then I've got a good finish. So difficult to know what to expect here. Now the 2 Bs went off the front, so I just need to make sure that I stay with the Cs, which I am here. I'm kind of leading them out a little bit, but one of them comes back round me, so we've got a decent opportunity here to finish the race on a high and to grab 8th position. Now I did manage to press the GoPro on, so I should pop up on screen in a second just to see the pain face for this last little bit here. And my plan was not to kind of go in the sprint. I thought I had, well, pretty decent legs up until this point here, following obviously the last 2 climbs. And what I wanted to do is kind of do that little sneak attack and then just really keep down the pressure. So I did a little bit of a burst of power there, and now I'm just going to try and hold over 400 watts and just try and essentially bore them to death with power so they drop off the back. And as you can see, I've got a little bit of a gap, which I'm quite happy with, but I have to admit once again that I was in a lot of pain here. I chose this over obviously the sprint because, you know, I was quite confident that if I was to hold over 400 watts, it would be difficult for them to hold my wheel. And yeah, I'm about 17 meters ahead of them now, so I've not got a massive gap, and my power is going down a little bit, but I've still managed to hold over the 400 watts. Just wanted to give it a little bit of a sprint here because one of the chaps behind me was getting a little bit close, and here we go, cross the line, just over an hour, and there we go. So 8th position, not too bad at all. You can see the Zwift Power results here. It's not going to break any 20-minute power records or anything like that, but I was pretty satisfied with the 8th place overall. And yeah, it was a tough one. As I say, it wasn't my kind of preferred choice of course or anything like that, but it was still very enjoyable. And on to the next one, where I'm sure we will do much better. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you on the next one.